Why does someone with their moon conjunct Pluto have their guard up with their emotions? Why are they slow to open up to the new people in their lives? What were the childhoods like of someone who has their moon conjunct Pluto? Stay tuned while we answer these questions and more in today's video. Hello, all my deep feelers of the zodiac. If you have your moon conjunct Pluto in your natal chart, then you will know what I'm talking about. If you don't have this aspect, then you can know these natives feel things incredibly deep, but you won't be able to understand it because you can't put feelings and emotions necessarily into words. Like, yeah, there's labels for emotions, but there's not really an accurate way to describe the depths that people can feel. I mean, it's actually incredible. Pluto is the planet that deals with extremes, and the moon deals with our emotions. So the best way that I can describe it to someone that doesn't have this aspect is that Pluto can swing all the way from one extreme all the way to the other extreme. And Pluto represents the underworld. These natives can go deeply with people in the physical. It is their nature to be able to feel things deeply, and they have the capability to feel at the most extreme levels. Yet tell me why, for some people that know these natives, you would never be able to guess that they feel so deeply. What's that saying? Still waters run deep. They can be calm on the outside, but inside they can be feeling all kinds of intense emotions. These natives aren't the ones that typically open up emotionally to people very quickly. They take their time to open up. They are so hyper vigilant to their surroundings. They can feel when something is off, okay? They can feel the vibe of someone. They can be hard to fool, especially with age, because, well, for one, these natives have amazing psychic capabilities. I mean, basically their whole life, they are working on trusting their feelings and their intuitions, whether they are aware of it or not. So it's possible this person is the one in the group that can get a bad vibe from someone that everyone else seemingly loves. And then, it comes out later that this person was corrupt or a liar or a thief or just something. And this person is like, yep, I knew I felt something. These natives go through their life transforming their emotions and learning about their emotions. Here's the thing though, you know how with medicine, you can get immune to taking the same dose of medicine over and over. Like if you had a headache and you took 2 ibuprofen and you do that for a while, and you end up having to build immunity, and you need to take more to feel any type of relief. Well, this is someone with this aspect. This is how they use pain. And that's why this aspect is not for the faint of heart all of the time. Now, this aspect isn't always negative. We will get into some beautiful things about this aspect a little later in the video. But in my videos, I would rather just be blunt and honest about how things can manifest with these potential energies. So remember, Pluto deals with extremes, and these natives can want to feel extremes. So they have this natural affinity for feeling pain. Pain causes change within us, and Pluto is all about changing and transforming our souls. So these natives can attract pain, and they can attract parents and partners to cause pain to them. We will get into parents a little bit more in detail in the later part of this video, because not all parents of those with this aspect are abusive. Pain can be caused by many many, many different things. Pain in childhood could maybe manifest by having one parent absent or abandoning the family. Or it's possible that a parent passed away when someone was a child, or a parent was in prison or hospitalized a lot. It can also manifest in a parent rejecting the child. So it's possible that a divorce occurs, and let's say one parent moves on and has a new family and just kind of forgets about their first. Or maybe a parent remarries and a step parent takes the role of a parent, and maybe the family has more siblings and the original set of siblings are looked different at. Those are emotional pains a parent could cause a child with this placement. And it can manifest with a parent almost being too good. Like they are extra protective over you. You know, maybe there's a scenario where your dad passed away when you were younger and your mom kind of just becomes obsessed and protective over you. She wants to know what you are doing and who you are with and where you are at. You could have the mom that goes through your things, like when you were younger, maybe like a journal, if you kept a journal, or a diary. It's almost like she would invade your privacy, or she would try and pry. And someone with this placement can be so guarded that they don't like when other people pry. I mean, they are deeply private people who go through a lot, and they sometimes do it on their own because they can feel like others don't have the capacity to handle their big emotional waves. So when someone's prying, it can cause pain from aggravation and frustration. I mean, I'm telling you, some of these natives are so guarded, they don't even want you to know that they have this placement. Now, in some extreme cases, you can actually have a parent that betrays you in some way. And it's possible that you grew up around a family that had secrets, especially the mother. It doesn't always have to manifest as her, but it's usually your more sensitive parents. Someone with this placement is the ultimate secret keeper because they usually never reveal themselves fully to anyone. I mean, it would take a lot of trust and safety and security for them to dish out every secret about themselves to one person. The thing is, with this placement, it feels extremely vulnerable to fully open up emotionally to someone because, you know, that could mean that you could be abandoned or rejected. And for two, it could mean that sharing information with others about things can cause them pain later down the line. It could be used to exploit you or hurt you. And if you ever want to know about emotional manipulation, these are the people in the zodiac to learn it from. And people with this aspect, don't get mad at me for making this video. Let me explain myself, because what I say is the truth. They are very familiar with emotional manipulation because they've been manipulated and they've learned these strategies. Now, there's people who can be emotional manipulators, yes, but not everyone who has this placement will use their energy in that way. Most of the time, they are on the receiving end of it and having to learn. That's why later on in life, these natives are great at psychology. They learn a lot about their experiences in life. And there will be times in life where this native just needs to be left alone to be able to process things. It's possible to feel lonely sometimes with this placement, or to feel like you're alone in this world, because you can feel like no one would really understand the real you or like the real you if they knew the real you. And because you're so heavily guarded, most people don't know the real you. They know a version of you that they have in their head. Now, someone with this placement can lash out at times to protect themselves, just like a Scorpion would do. Scorpio's planet is Pluto. And whether they are aware of it or not, their pain is a valuable resource to them. They can learn a lot about themselves through pain, and they can change things because of pain. And this gives them this illusion of control. Unevolved natives are typically going to want a relationship where they just totally merge with someone, like be so close emotionally that basically they're one person, and they can be totally obsessed with this person. They will evolve over time in relationships. In more unevolved states, someone with this aspect will be wanting to hook onto another person to receive something, whether it's love or validation or finances, whatever it is. This native can look outside of themselves for a very long time for others to fulfill them. And when the other person isn't able to complete them, then the native experiences pain and letdown. But over time, this native has the potential to stop looking for others to complete them and become whole themselves. Sometimes this requires reparenting oneself. But with this placement, you have the immense capability to transcend your pain. You may think, especially when you're younger, that pain is all you know in relationships, and it can get exhausting. But these people can be the best psychologists or therapists or life coaches because there's not much that they can't handle emotionally. They can build themselves up to being a rock for others because they have been through everything already. And these natives can be thrill seekers and adrenaline junkies. They can love doing extreme things in order to feel. They could also use drugs because of this. If you are dating someone with this placement, just be patient. They will slowly warm up to you over time. They're like an iceberg. You see this little part of them out in public that they show the world, but there's this huge mass underwater that's inside of them that you never see. So be patient and be kind and be consistent and enjoy the waves of the relationship because there can be waves. Now, if this placement is happening in Scorpio, then you will definitely love some Scorpios, or you may attract people with Scorpio in their chart. Anyone with this placement can attract Scorpios, but if you have this placement and you get with a Scorpio or someone with Scorpio placements, then this is just going to be a delectable little relationship for you both, because Scorpios love intensity and passion, and they love a challenge, and they love obsessiveness, and they love just about anything a moon conjunct Pluto can provide. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be the perfect relationship. They get together because they are trying to transform. But Scorpios love these kinds of energies. These natives can have or want to have dramatic, intense, passionate sexual relationships, ones that transform you at your soul. This person will go through plenty of deaths and rebirths in regards to relationships with this placement. They may fall deeply in love with someone and then get cheated on and have to deal with that sting of betrayal and pick themselves up and try again, even though they were hurt. They go through these cycles throughout life, even though at times it can be really, really hard for them to let go. They will learn about surrender with this placement. That there are times where we just don't have control in life and we just have to trust. But trusting can be so hard with this placement. They almost naturally don't trust anyone. I will say though, these people can also be powerful manifestors in life if they want to be, because they have the emotions to fuel their manifestations. And this is why they can actually manifest drama into their life and chaos, because their emotions are so powerful. And one other thing that I do want to touch on with this placement is that someone with this does have the potential for an eating disorder, because food can be linked to emotional states, so Pluto can be extreme, so just watch for it. Other than that, my beautiful moon conjunct Pluto souls came here to love and to get over the fear of expressing themselves. I put out astrology videos every week, and right now we have been doing some videos on aspects. But if you want to know why your soul came here to transform, then I invite you to watch my Pluto Through the Houses series. They are packed full of information. As always, my deep feelers of the zodiac, I have enjoyed unraveling this aspect with you today, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Mwah!